Okay, this man has spent 4 years in prison on remand. To me, it's totally disgraceful. The evidence was so weak. There was no forensic evidence, there was no medical evidence. And they should never have pursued this case. The DPP should have withdrawn this case. It's obscene that this matter has gone this far, and even more pertinently, to me, having somebody on remand for 4 years awaiting trial, and it would even be longer. We actually pushed for an early trial, an early date. Because this man, he couldn't get any bail. He doesn't have any local contacts. He wasn't able to get any sureties. What we should be having in Barbados is the same type of bracelet system they're now talking about introducing for tourists who are coming into Barbados, in terms of ensuring they don't leave their hotels and so on. People who are facing a charge, as long as they're not posing any threat to the public, should be let out from prison with a bracelet on their ankles. They do this in other countries. They do it in Britain, for example. It's called electronic tagging. And it's not just Mr. Wilson. There's so many other people. I was in court the other day, and this guy, he was saying to the judge, he's been in prison for 11 years and 10 months on a murder charge, awaiting trial. He's on remand, yeah? I mean, it's obscene. When somebody is on remand, they're not entitled to anything. They're not entitled to any educational process in the prison. They're not given any sort of support of any sort. They're just left there to rot. Once you're convicted, you have art programs, you have carpentry training, you have all kinds of things available to you. But on remand, you have nothing. And this man has wasted 4 years of his life. And now they've just thrown him out in the street. He literally has nowhere to go to tonight. He has not a cent in his pocket.
No money to spend,
right?
nothing,
I have to try to
to
find
eat.
him accommodation. I have to try to find him some money. Man, where is the apology from the state for depriving this man of 4 years of his life?
A working man.
Yes, you know, and he was a hard-working man. He had a job up at the Crane, right, as a gardener. He's been working there. There needs to be an urgent change. We talk about Black Lives Matter. We need to have a change in the system where people, instead of being kept on remand, are let out with some sort of electronic bracelet on their ankles, as I said, they do in other countries, so they can get on with their lives until eventually their trial takes place. Because waiting 4 years, or in the case of the other man I mentioned, 11 years and 10 months for a trial, is obscene, and it's a breach of fundamental human rights. Also, I think when it comes to jury trials, with anything to do with sexual molestation or anything suggesting any sexual crime, the jury should be balanced in a gender way. In this case, there were 7 women and 2 men. I'm grateful that they came to the right decision at the end, but it's unfortunate that in matters appertaining to rape or sexual molestation or any sexual offense, that there is no gender balance, because people tend to see the world from a gender perspective. And if you're a woman, of course, one of the biggest fears you have as a woman is of being raped. But on the other hand, if you're a man, one of the biggest fears you have is being accused of rape. And this is why there's a need for gender balance on all sexual molestation or sexual offenses charges. And I hope going forwards that there will be this gender balance on juries.